Oh, but my lady grieves. Come in, whoever you are. I can't leave the kitchen now. Well, don't wait there. Come on in.
Good afternoon, Mrs. McChesney. I hope I haven't come at a bad time.
Oh, Reverend Williams, I'm so deep in jam. I thought you were a delivery boy. Please
I beseech you to keep right on with the preserves.
Well, all right then. Will you have a chair?
Thank you.
I was just going to taste the results. Would you care?
Delicious.
Good.
You must forgive me this sudden and unannounced visit, but I've been greatly disturbed and I could stay away no longer.
Why, what's wrong?
Well, perhaps Well, I'm sure you wish me to come right to the point. Now, whilst I have the greatest affection for Father Riley and respect for his religion, I can't help feeling that your attendance at his church and your absence from ours amounts to a criticism of myself. I beg you to tell me, Mrs. McChesney, wherein have I failed you?
Why, Mr. Williams, I assure you, you're without blemish in my eyes.
Well, then, why...
Well, you see, Patsy is a Catholic. And I promised to raise her as one. That was the condition of adoption. And yesterday was her first Mass here, and as she knows nobody,
yes,
I thought that
of course,
it would be nice.
I do understand, but then there was the coincidence of Mr. McChesney not being present either.
Well, that was unfortunate indeed, and I'm sorry. He went to Bilton to greet the Prime Minister. But if I know Patrick, he attended service there at Dr. Ayland's church. He's speaking at a rally there tonight, I think. In fact, I was hoping that...
Let me go to the door.
Well...
Reverend Williams, where's Mrs. McChesney?
In the kitchen.
Awful. The most awful thing. The Clarion on the front page. Look, an editorial.
Now, calm down, Artemis. What's it all about?
Hey, it's terrible. I rushed over as fast as I could. Awful.
Now, collect yourself. What is it, lad?
It's about her little girl and Mr. McChesney.
My hands. Would you read it for me, Reverend?
Right there.
It's entitled An Inquiry. Voters are inquiring whether the first citizen of Skourie has perhaps overstepped the bounds of propriety by adopting a grown child of another faith. Certainly nobody begrudges a home to an orphan, but one cannot help wondering about the welfare of any child who must be raised in a religion, any religion different from that of its parents. Shall I go on?
Yes, go on.
Of all the children in the Dominion whom our reeve could have taken into his Protestant home, he chose to adopt a non-Protestant from French Canada. That's all I care to read.
One has a right to expect from a church leader exemplary conduct in human relations. Accordingly, we ask a blunt question. Is Patrick McChesney jeopardizing the happiness and welfare of an innocent child? Is the adoption of a Catholic girl merely a shrewd gesture to win Catholic votes so that he may realize his ambition to sit in Parliament?
Deceit is in the heart of them that imagine evil.
If he was motivated by politics rather than by charity, we assure Mr. McChesney that his scheme will be deeply resented by Catholics and Protestants alike.
Now try to be calm, Mrs. McChesney.
I shall not attempt the impossible. I'm so mad I can... Oh, perdition!
Is it spoiled?
Reverend, I'm about to swear.
Under the circumstances, understandable.
Will you excuse me now, Reverend? I have some business to take care of.
Yes?
I'm looking for Mr. B.G. Belney.
I'm afraid he's not in. Is he expecting you?
He's a fool if he's not.
He's at the barber shop. Won't be back for a half hour.
Thank you.
Looking for someone?
This is just in the nature of a little inquiry. Or am I overstepping the bounds of propriety, Mr. Benny? To think it once took me all of 5 minutes to turn down your offer of matrimony. like this for exemplary conduct in human relations, Mr. Belney. Gentlemen, I trust Mr. McChesney has not lost the barber's vote.
Gosh, Mr. McChesney, that was real inspiring.
It's the Irish in me, the North Irish.
Mr. McChesney'd certainly be proud of you if you only could have seen it.
Well, I think maybe he's better off where he is.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Gentlemen, I am no stranger to Bilton, as some of you know from those occasions when, for good or ill, I have appeared among you as a member of the Scurry lacrosse team. In fact, among my souvenirs of Bilton are several ample scars on the top of my scalp. I hope in the coming election we shall all be on the same team. As for myself, you know where I stand and what I stand for. If you don't, I hope you will not hesitate to ask me. I've always stood ready to answer any questions pertaining to my political aims, and I...
What about the adoption?
What was the question?
What about the adoption?
What about what adoption?
The newspaper in your own hometown says that you adopted a Catholic child for political purposes, as a way of attracting Catholic votes.
Sir, I have not seen the newspaper, but the adoption of a child is my business. Slander is the Clarion's. If that is clear, we shall proceed. In a year when the drought has made the lot of the Ontario farmer more precarious than usual...
Mr. McChesney, I think the question should not be ducked. The Clarion says that though you're a warden of a Protestant church and could have adopted a child of your own faith, you deliberately chose a child...
I am not going to listen to the bills of a blackguard, nor even to a fool who honors the bills by quoting it.
Answer the question, sir.
If you test my patience much further, you shall have an answer you haven't bargained for.
It would take two men of your size to intimidate me, sir. You may get away with this sort of thing in Scurry, but you shan't here. I demand an answer to my question.
Very well. You shall have my answer.
Hey, come on, you gotta... Come on. Hey, Jerry, I'll get you.
All right, give me the ball.
What were you saying about me?
Wouldn't you like to know? Come on, give us the ball.
You've been telling them that I'm a firebug, weren't you?
And that's not all I told them.
I've got a good mind to hit you right in the nose. You better tell me what you said.
Look who's gonna hit me. You. Everybody knows what you are. You have no mother and you have no father. You're nothing but a
Bearswood! Come here. I want to see you need it.
McChesney, was it a good trip?
Hardly.
Why, what's the matter, Patrick?
Haven't you heard?
Heard what?
If you'd have come with me, it wouldn't have happened.
What wouldn't have happened?
When I was surprised through the courtesy of a heckler that your beastly Mr. Belney had attacked my reputation and honor, well, I'm afraid I did a most undisciplined thing. I walloped him.
You did?
I did.
Well, but, Patrick, you had a right to be angry after all.
Oh, yes. Inward anger is one thing, but people expect restraint and dignity from a reeve.
Yes, but, Patrick, there are times when you...
Oh, no. It's very generous of you, Vicky, but there are never times. I can see from your face that you're sorely disappointed in me. I've let you down. I'm sorry.
Patrick, I have something to say to you. And please, well, now, I want you to be very calm about it.
I deserve the sternest admonition. Go on.
When I read the newspaper, I sought out Mr. Belney, and I found him in a barber shop.
In the bar? You went in?
I not only went in, but I smacked Mr. Belney with a wet towel.
You smacked him?
Several times.
You hit him with the wet towel?
I whaled the daylights out of him. And then I poured hair oil all over him.
Oh, no, Vicky, no. Hair oil. Was it scented?
Scented? He smelled like a perfume distillery.
What did he say?
Why, what is it? What is it, Patsy?
Tell us what happened, girl.